I'm going to survive 100 days just farming in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This is an add-on that brings in 9 new mobs, 40 new crops, and 226 new consumables. In this video, I'll build the ultimate farm using everything that's new as well as what we already have in the game. Sit back, relax, and enjoy these next 100 days as I tap into my roots as a farmer. Here's where our journey begins. I am playing with Prizma visuals. I haven't tried it yet, and I thought this was the perfect time for me to give it a go. And we have one of the 9 new mobs, a goose. I don't have actions and stuff on. I think this animation may be from Prizma visuals. Let's punch down this first tree. I also have 2 books that I can start to look through. I'll do so in just a minute because there is a sheep nearby that I want to take out, as I'd love to avoid facing any monsters. Oh, the spear. I haven't played since this has been added. Okay, let's just stick with the sword for now. Oh, another new mob, a peacock. I don't want to take any of them out, although I am curious on what they drop. We'll have to find out later. Let's venture off in this direction. It appears we may have spawned on a pretty large island. This is new. The wood that's being used is a palm log, palm trees. I knew it was a palm tree from looking at it, but I thought maybe it was jungle wood being used. But there is a new wood type, and there's a cookbook as well as a farming guide. Let's grab some cobblestone real quick so I can quickly chop down this tree and hopefully get some saplings. I think this is a coconut. Wow. 2 hunger bars, that's nice. A duck. Another new consumable, raw duck. I guess while I wait to hopefully get some saplings, I can take my first look at the farming guide. Animals, crops, crafting recipes, kitchenware, cookbook, other, changelog, settings. Let's first check out animals. Bison. Ooh, you know what? Let's try and see some of these before we look it up. And then later on, I can see if I missed any. And yes, a sapling. Perfect. Palm sapling, apple tree, avocado tree, banana tree, blackberry bush. Okay, yeah, there's a lot here. And everything that's new will be brought into our farm. And let's head this direction so I can get that other palm tree. I love the underwater looking Prizma because you can actually see what's going on. I wonder if the coconuts will naturally spawn around the palm trees, like after I start planting them around our base. This is just another large island, so we will have to sail just a bit. The sun is setting. Let's hop in the ocean and hopefully come across another sheep pretty soon. Every video I do, I'm always on hard difficulty, but this one I'm on easy difficulty because I want this to be a more relaxed experience. We'll see how that goes. That's a great spot for a pillager outpost. What was that? Does Prizma visuals have dynamic lighting? No, gosh darn it. I just added this dynamic light add-on, but it actually doesn't work. At least not paired with these two, which is quite unfortunate. Let's get rid of this creeper and mine some more coal. I don't think we'll find another sheep, but hopefully we can come across a village. The moon really impacts how bright it is. Usually in Minecraft, I don't think it really plays a factor, as if you're in a forest, it'll be the same amount of brightness as if you're out in the open. But with how Prizma works, that's not the case. I couldn't see anything while I was in the taiga, and out here in the plains, it's pretty visible. I will need you for my farm. This will be a really good spot for the base. My first look at a zombie on a horse. Luckily, the horse isn't fast. My best bet for tonight is probably just staying in a hole. Whoa, look. This is supposed to be a relaxing experience. Ow. That bird was a quail. There's also crows that we can come across. Let's spend the night down here where it's safe. I hear a zombie burning outside, and it's already day. There's plenty of space to build the ultimate farm right here. Some crows. Right on top of this hill is where my house can go, overlooking all this farmland. I'll just set up a small campsite right now, and oh, they craft in the jungle plank. Okay, so we will be able to use the palm logs, but not craft them. Otherwise, we just get the jungle wood. I think this is a deer. You can even ride them. We are going to have to get a saddle, unless you can't actually tame it because there's no like pop-up and it's not kicking me off or anything. Maybe this is something I need to look in the guidebook for. Before I do that, there's a lot that needs to be done, mainly getting one more wool. Thank you very much. My friend, it's very nice to see you. Unfortunately, he's not selling anything new. I'm a changed man. I've become a farmer, so you can go now. I want every single crop as well as every single animal to be in this base. A bison. Do they fight back? They do. I do want to go back where we came from real quick and grab some spruce wood. Let's also see what type of wood we have right here. Apple log. This is an apple tree and it turns into oak wood. Okay. But the log itself has a different texture, so it is something that I can definitely build with later on. Blackberries that we can replant. Yes, those will go in our farm. Apple tree sapling. With every new crop, I'd also like every new tree tree. This chest up top will be for everything that's new, as far as plantable items. I think I found the third new tree. This one is a peach tree. Let's make sure we get the saplings. I also got my first peach. That's one of the 230 something new consumables. A ruined nether portal. Let's see what goodies we get. Feather falling 4, thank you very much. Efficiency 3 and unbreaking 3, I will take that. These are blueberries. We're making some progress. I want to explore just a bit more and come across a village. Yes, cranberries. I think this is just another peach tree. No, that's different. Yeah, this is a pear tree. The villagers may have some new crops planted, and even if they don't, I may be able to still get some useful items. I'm running low on food, so that's another reason why finding a village will be super helpful. Another apple tree. Oat seeds. Yes, something else I need. Eventually, I'll have to look through the book and find crops that I don't have once I get to like 20 or 30. But right now, since I don't have much, everything I find is new. Maybe I push off this adventure for another time. I'm pretty surprised I haven't come across one, especially since I'm in Bedrock Edition and they spawn frequently. I keep checking these trees because I'm not sure if one of them is something I haven't gathered yet. Same with all these random bushes. Yeah, that's something new. That is raspberry. Ooh, something else. Cucumber seeds. Perfect. Since random seeds are dropping, yeah, onion seeds. I can just break a bunch of this grass and you don't just get regular seeds. You also get all these new types of seeds. Yes, broccoli seeds. This is really speeding things up. A pea. Oh, they keep coming. Bell peppers. Ginger. Tomato. There might be more seeds that we can get this way, but right now I have a full inventory, so I have to stop. I have 17 of the new crops. It's day 5 and the next thing to do is mine. I have so many plans for this base, and having iron tools is going to make everything much easier. Why are there so many monsters? I'm on easy difficulty. This is supposed to be peaceful. Although there's a good shot that this could be one of the few videos that I survive all the way through. Oh, a bow. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Prizma. My very first iron of the world. I don't have much food, but I think what I have should be enough, factoring in the difficulty I'm playing on. I have not seen two traders this close to each other ever. That's probably why they despawned. I had to come back up to smelt some iron because my sword broke. This is quite the promising cave. I really don't want to spend too much time down here. Prizma visuals makes it extremely easy to see all the ores, so depending on how the monsters act, I should be able to get through this pretty quickly. Zombie villagers. Unfortunately, a lot of the ores down here are copper. From when this video gets uploaded, I believe Hightail will be out in just a week, and I do want to give that a go. So my next video will be Hightail. That doesn't mean I'll stop uploading Minecraft. I just want to, check out the new game that's similar to Minecraft. I've seen gameplay on Vintage Story and that just doesn't really interest me at all. Hopefully Hightail does. A witch. While I wait to heal, let's go ahead and smelt up this iron. With my full set of armor, the difficulty should really start to feel like easy. Also, why are there deer down here? Our first lapis. A mine shaft. Is anyone surprised? It's not directly under my base, but I'm only 300 or so blocks away. Oh yeah, and I can build like this again. I was unable to do that in my Xbox 360 video. This first chest doesn't have the greatest loot, especially since that's only fire aspect. I want to come across diamonds, a saddle maybe, and potentially some new crops, as sometimes you can find glowberries in chests, so maybe you can come across something new. Chest number 2, there we go. Is this a spawner? A skeleton spawner at that. This chest, a bucket, that's good, but because I don't have much space, I don't think it's worth it to take. It'll be something that I end up dropping if I need more inventory room. Thank you for not shooting me. That's very generous. Diamonds. Wow, that could have been much worse. Just one. I think there's 2 more right there, which I would not have been able to see if it weren't for Prizma. And it was a 4 vein. There's still a bit more of this cave to explore, but I've done enough. Let's grab that one before I leave. I don't know how I missed it. And it was another 4 vein. I've made it back to surface and it's raining outside. Really? It's okay. There's a lot of terraforming I want to get done. Over 2 stacks of iron, half a stack of gold, 9 diamonds, and just over a stack of coal. I think I went too deep too fast because I should have a lot more coal. I'll use this efficiency 3 shovel and start terraforming the top of this hill. This is where my house is going to go and it'll be overlooking the farm. I got another mustard seed. Well, another seed. It's my first mustard seed. And I may even come across oh, there it goes. One of the reasons I gathered this iron is so I don't have to to use stone tools. Just from digging this up, I was able to get a cauliflower seed, a sweet potato, bean seeds, as well as lettuce seeds, and I also got corn seeds, but they didn't pop up in the corner, so I think that's a seed that I already have. We are just one shy of having half the crops. That being said, my best bet is to probably start a small farm, just to start bringing up the numbers of the current crops we have. That way, when I really begin picking up the building process of this massive farm, I will have plenty of crops to do so with. I want stacks upon stacks of each individual crop. Just on the other side of this hill is where the temporary farm can go. That'll begin with me flattening out this land, followed by placing in all the water and tilling the grass. Vanilla, rhubarb, and spinach put us over the edge of the halfway point. I also got a peanut seed. This is every single new seed that I have so far. There's a total of 18 different types. Ooh, another one. Cotton seed. On top of all of those, I can also go ahead and plant these berries. Again, this farm is temporary. Let's get these numbers up before I really begin. We also have 4 of the new saplings. I'll craft some bone meal and just duplicate some of these, while of course getting some of this new wood that I will soon be building with. Yet another seed can go on our farm. I'll have to approach gathering saplings a different way because they do not have that high of a drop rate at all. I've had 3 different palm trees and each one only dropped a single sapling. I've also had the same amount of apple and pear trees and they've dropped a few more, but still not a high enough number to justify the bone meal usage. So as far as getting saplings to plant around the base, I'll just have to explore and chop down trees naturally. I wonder what a stripped palm log, okay. I didn't expect that, but in all honesty, I should have. What about the pear log? This might pair well with spruce wood. The last 3-ish days have been dedicated to wood. It's time to spend one day gathering some cobblestone. I just got back on, and when I did that, I got this book, and it was a dynamic light guidebook. And now when I use torches, they actually have the dynamic lighting. So yeah, now just by holding the torch, the surrounding area gets lit up. Unfortunately, the torch still can't go in your hotbar, but it does light up the area. And this works with any light source, so if I hold glowstone or a lantern, this will also work. And I know in Bedrock you can't put things like torches in your offhand, but in the realism craft video, there was a way where you can shift your torch into your offhand. But unfortunately, that's not in any of these 3 add-ons I have now. Even so, just being able to use dynamic lighting is going to be very helpful. Hopefully, I don't really know when I'm going to use it, but I'm sure we'll see it later on. Unfortunately, all of our crops have yet to grow. I don't exactly know what the stages look like, but I know for a fact, like, that's not fully grown. This one's probably not. Same with this and these. We're 15 days in, and I decided to build my starter house. I'll be using peach logs, spruce planks, and cobblestone. I'm going with the pretty classic L-shaped house as it kind of fits with the land up top, and it's a build I haven't done in quite a while. This house took longer to build than I expected as I was short on certain materials. Unfortunately, you can't place the new saplings in flower pots. The outside definitely isn't finished. I'd love to have even more farms up here, but right now I don't have enough crops to really do that. So on top of all this farmland, we will have some more up here. But for right now, that's just not the case. These crops are ready for their first harvest. I've made a bunch of signs so I can actually name which ones are which, because right now I have no clue. Every crop is now named. Unfortunately, a lot of them were grown and I got like corn, cotton, spinach, but I only got back 1 seed each, so the farm hasn't grown at all. I don't know if I need to give the crops more time once they're fully grown to actually give me multiple seeds, because at this rate, no matter how much I farm, I'll never get more crops, especially if our friend doesn't have anything new for me. But something that I can do that I didn't think I was going to have to do is build an XP farm. I don't care about the XP, I don't plan to do much enchanting, but if I build the XP farm using the skeleton spawner from earlier, we can get a bunch of bones for bone meal, and hopefully that'll be the way to get more and more seeds. We're almost a quarter of the way through and I haven't even begun the ultimate farm. The skeleton XP farm is just what we need. I'm not too far from my house. This is where I'm going to start digging down to where the spawner's at, and then eventually once we have a bunch of farms out here, I also want to do a bunch of different builds, all surrounding the nature of farming. But right now we need that skeleton farm to bring the numbers up. I'm very short on coal, so I will mine it whenever I see it. I just made it into the mine shaft and I actually missed a diamond. Before I begin building the XP farm, I do need to light up the surrounding area just so it doesn't hurt the rates too much. This gives us a nice look at the dynamic lighting. Let's go build the bone farm. Fortunately, a lot of this area is already dug out because it's right above another layer of the mineshaft. That'll save maybe 5 minutes of digging. I do have plenty of iron, so going through these iron tools doesn't really do anything. There's also a lot more in this cave I haven't explored, so if I do run out, I can always come back. The XP farm is built. The spawner's right over there. I can head down these stairs right here, and with that carpet as well as some slabs, we are ready to go. Right after I get rid of these torches. I'm also going to craft up some trapdoors to place at the entrance so no monsters sneak up on me. The difficulty's now on hard. Because I don't care about the XP, I'll only have to sit around to get a couple stacks of bones, which will be much faster than when I usually do this and need to enchant. Look at the copper armor. I've never worn this armor before and it glistens. It's been just under an hour and I have 4 stacks of bones. Hopefully this increases. Oh wait, does it automatic? Oh, okay, that's not great. Unless you can turn, it probably mentions it in the booklet, but basically you only ever get 1 seed back, but you can turn what it gives you into seeds. So I can take this oh my gosh. That obviously would have been helpful to know, which, you know, that's why you read the book. But I can basically just hold down right click, use all my bone meal, get a bunch of this spinach, and then turn the spinach into seeds. And I can do that with every single crop, getting me a bunch of seeds to build this farm. I have reached my first crop that you can't just hold down and it automatically harvests. So with this one, I think you do actually have to break it, but I only got the 1 seed. Oh, but I also got the broccoli. Okay. Now that does slow down the efficiency a bit because with all these other crops I can, same with this one. Oh no. At least most of them seem to be very easy to harvest. Not like these are difficult. It just kind of goes back to what Minecraft normally is with like wheat, carrots, and potatoes. They do only drop 1 seed every single time, but you get the broccoli that you can then turn into even more. This is what 4 stacks of bones got me. There were 2 crops that were very difficult. One being the potatoes, as I kept bone mealing them, breaking them, but I'd only get 1 back, sometimes 2, and that's why I only have 2. And the other crop was the moose tar seeds. I don't know why, but I broke this like 5 times after fully growing it, and I only got back 1 seed each time. And also you can't like turn the seed into more seeds. So, oh wow, look at my... So I will have to read. Plus this is only like 60% of the crops, so I do need to head out to other biomes to get even more different types of seeds. But right now, I just want to go get some more bones and bring those numbers up. It's the next morning, my PlayStation's not even on, but the hotbar has burnt into the screen. It's time I start making some progress on this land. There's a lot of terraforming I need to get done, and I want to get these pathways down, just so I can start to see somewhat of the layout. I'm all out of spruce wood, so I will start planting some of these larger trees. I'll place them behind my base so I don't have to worry too much about the podzol. I'll be using a slab staircase, so I do need to have 1 block in between each section. And I also want this road to kind of curve. While I go through with the path, I'll also get this land filled in, and in certain spots I can just get rid of some of the dirt. The first centered path connecting my house and the mineshaft is complete. It's time to start branching off. I'll also make sure I chop down these trees as they grow. We'll need quite the supply of wood for some of these upcoming builds. I didn't expect to spend all of yesterday chopping away, but at least we got some spruce. I must get back to terraforming. I just found my first strawberries. I now have 30 of the 37 new crops. The booklet says there's 37, but there's actually 40. I'm assuming this add-on was updated, but the book itself wasn't. The foundational pieces are in place for our base. I wouldn't mind expanding it outwards a bit more, but for now, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. This is my 10th shovel, which is about what I thought this would take. The rest of today and possibly tomorrow will be dedicated to gathering even more spruce. There we go. I should also start grabbing some cobblestone. I'm running pretty low. Just so I know what goes where, I'm gonna start placing down some blocks for every single build. This way I can actually start tilling some of the grass out here. I now know where I want 7 new builds to go. There's a chance I end up building more once I finish these. There's 1, 2, 3 wandering traders. I don't know if this has something to do with these add-ons, but they spawn so frequently. I can't keep up. I've just been running around for the past 5 minutes. I'm a little unsure of the order I should get this done in, so I guess I can just start and go with the flow. Beginning with our first build, which will be for the animals. Most of these will be built with spruce and cobble, and some will have some of the other woods in the mix. I just don't have a great supply right now, and they're hard to harvest because you don't get many saplings. This structure can be for the cows and sheep. My original plan was to make the entrances on the side, but I think I'll just use the front because we already have the path going there, and I think it'll just fit better with the layout of the base. Another one has spawned. We're halfway through. There's still so much left to do with this farm. I mean, other than the layout, there's literally everything left to do. But I think getting it done in these last 50 days is more than doable. I want to add a little something extra to this roof, like doing that twice. I still need to go through and do a bunch of detailing for the build, but I believe I'm going to do that once I have every single build built. So I'll just be getting the base structures down and then spend a couple days running through and detailing everything, just because I'll be using a lot of the same blocks for the smaller details. I have so much bone meal from earlier, so let's gather some more seeds. Earlier when I tried this, it kept just dropping one over and over, but now I'm getting an additional seed here and there. I'd say I have enough crops to start planting them around the base. I still need 6 or 9 more depending on which is accurate, whether it's the book or the map. And of course, I'll need stacks upon stacks more seeds. With all that being said, I can at least begin. The lighting is just done with torches. I was going to do lanterns, but I don't have enough iron for all the stacks of torches there's gonna be. I could go mining, but I think I'll end up needing like 7 stacks, so I'll skip that. I was also debating making these into actual posts and using fences, but I decided to leave it like this because the torches will be pretty hidden once all the crops are planted and fully grown. Later on, the crops will all be separated and only planted next to the same ones. But right now, I just want to get as many in the dirt as I can so I have enough to fill the farm. I filled in all this land and still have some crops left. To kind of solve that, what I'm going to do now is start making some extra farm space up top, specifically where the levels change so there's just not as much flat land. On night 57, every crop I have has been planted. Some of these are right-click crops where I can get the food without breaking it, and then others I will have to go through and break and replant. This is maybe 1/7, 1/8 of what I plan to do. While these crops grow in the background, it's time to begin building that structure, which will be a windmill. At this point, I feel like my back is against the wall of time. I still need to find more crops, and I need to 10x my current supply. On top of that, there's more builds I want to get done, and I really think I need to speed some things up. It's day 61 and we have our windmill. I've built a couple of these before and they've all been taller, but because of the timing I wanted this one to be shorter, and I do think it looks very nice and fits in very well. Most of our crops are grown, so what I'm going to do now is start expanding the farm more to this side, and then once I'm finished with that, I'll come back and harvest everything and plant them over here. Fortunately, it's easy to tell for a lot of these crops what's fully grown and what's not. Like obviously this is and this isn't. I'll just go through and break the grown ones, replacing the seeds, and then for taller crops or crops I'm unsure of, I'll always left click it first and see if I can harvest what they have. And I'm pretty sure all the taller crops are left click harvests. The corn is one of the few tall crops that you can't left click to harvest. This is what one full harvest so far looks like. Actually, never mind, I completely forgot this section. Now I'll go through and plant every single seed. Most of the new space has been filled in. As far as this build goes, it's just going to be a little farming shed, so I can just go ahead and knock this one out real quick. It's not much, but we can place in some extra crops once we actually get extra crops. There's 35 days to go. I think we've made some pretty promising progress, but there's still a lot left to do. Pretty soon I'll be going on an exploration to get the crops that I don't currently have. Right now, I just want to teal more grass. I just go around breaking dirt where I think a water spot should go, then run back and forth filling them in with water, followed by the lighting, and of course finished with tealing the grass. The hoe is the only tool that you don't need to upgrade, as it teals just as fast as netherite would do. Of course, durability can be brought into question, but it's much easier to just craft a bunch of stone ones. I'll repeat that across the top half of the space. It's day 71 and I have most of our land tealed and ready for some crops. I'll spend a couple days harvesting and replanting, then it's time to go on this exploration. Crows want to eat my crops, but I can craft scarecrows to save them. I can also craft a watering can to make my crops grow faster as an alternative to bone meal. A lot of what I don't have appears to be in the jungle as well as the savanna. So let's head off on this adventure and look for those biomes. The farm is really starting to come along. Anytime I come across one of the new trees, I will chop it down and gather the saplings, as we'll have every new tree planted around the farm. This journey can continue on water. This took much longer than expected, but here's our first village. 4,000 blocks away from spawn. Usually I'd come across at least 3 by now. The iron golem is scarier than usual. I am low on food despite this video being based on farming. That's not a Unfortunately, no blacksmith. I also haven't found any chests. Ooh, but I have found some crops. Carrots and potatoes, we will take those because we don't have any right now. They just look new because of the farming redesign. While I'm out here and low on food, I'll go ahead and craft a furnace and start smelting some of this steak. I believe I've gotten every possible crop from the grass, at least in the regular plains biome. The jungle. I'm looking for avocado trees as well as banana trees. I believe this is a banana tree. Banana log. Perfect. Let's make sure we get a sapling from this. Maybe I should have waited for it to drop. That's quite unfortunate. The jungle led to this dark oak forest. I will cut back as I still need those 2 trees. I got another crop. A pineapple plant. Is this an avocado tree? It is. Unlike the banana tree, I will wait for this one to naturally give me a sapling. Coffee beans. I don't think I have this one, but I didn't get a pop-up, which means I must have picked it up at some point. But I don't remember planting this at all. There we go. Perfect. Our first avocado sapling. Now I just need the banana tree before I leave. A second avocado tree, and hidden away is another banana tree that I will just wait patiently for. I broke 3 oak leaves and it already gave me a sapling, but I can't get a single banana sapling. N-O-P-E. Nope. Oh, okay. Well, oh look, another banana tree. Maybe this one will give me some saplings. Or a sapling, you know, I'll take just one. I don't need more than one. Oh, I got a banana! Can I turn that into a sapling? I can, yes, thank you. With the 6 new additions of crops, I think that's everything. Home sweet home. The next 2 days will be dedicated to gathering wood. There's still 3 builds I want to get done, as well as plant all these crops. Honestly, in probably just 2 more harvests, I'll have enough crops for the entire farm. I'll get to this next build, and then when I'm done, I think they'll be ready to go. Actually, I'll do these next 2 builds because they are right next to each other. The first one is for our mine shaft. I'm gonna go up 5 additional blocks on this section, and then only go up 2 more out here. Earlier, I said I was gonna get these organized and only have like 1 certain crop with that same crop, but I actually really like having them scattered out like this. So when I do the extension down here, I'll continue with the same. I want this lower roof to be out of slabs, and it'll go up and connect with this upper part. Whilst up here will be a second roof, but with stairs. The walls are gonna be very similar to what we've already done. It honestly fits in more than I thought it would. As for this next build, I want to go with something similar to what I did for my house in the skyblock video. So I'll go up 4 on the outside corners, and then on these inside blocks, I'm going to go up 8. And I have my water bucket with me, so I can just do that. Just like the last build, there's going to be lower levels of the roof that go up to the top, except these ones aren't out of slabs, and they'll stop a touch early and continue over with slabs, connecting to the pillar. I do think this build is the perfect opportunity to start using some of those new wood types, specifically the stripped variants of the apple log, maybe peach. This is the second building I will be using windows on, and I am going with the apple logs, because when they're stripped, I think they fit better with what I'm aiming for. I'll also purposely leave some spots unstripped. I think that can really add to this build, and it does. I'm out of apple wood, but I was able to get the front and the back complete. The sides can get done with stripped spruce. I do need to bring this back section up just a bit, because it's on the very edge of some dirt I placed earlier. It's finally time to harvest everything that's grown. This is gonna take a few days. At least when I hit certain patches like this, I can really speed things up, especially when I hit the plants that I can just left click. We're 90 days in, I'm getting pretty close to finishing the harvest. I just need to do these lower levels. Okie dokie, I believe that's everything besides the carrots and potatoes. And these will just get replanted immediately. This is the complete look at a full harvest. There's a chance I have enough to finish this entire farm. I really hope I do. I still have stacks of seeds left and all this land has been filled. There are just some certain spots that I want to expand the farm to, so I'll do that now. The backside up top is a complete farm, and then I just added some other smaller ones on the outside. There's still 2 more builds I want to add to this farm, as well as some touch-ups on the outskirts. Just like the previous 2 structures, this will have 2 separate roofs. This half is going to be up 7 blocks, while that smaller side will be up 4. But unlike the previous, there won't be any slabs connecting the 2 levels. Instead, this lower part will just go all around, and both will be facing out in the same direction. I have my first pineapples. Let's see how much hunger ooh, okay. The pineapples give just under 3 bars. The walls are going to be planks as well as stripped logs. I do want to place some torches on the windmill just because it looks way too dark up there. That's much better. I have plenty plenty of wood, so I will be turning some into bookshelves. 30 should be plenty. The windows will be done with trapdoors. I feel like it needs just a bit more cobblestone on the outside, so I'm going to add some slabs as well as some random walls. Here we have the final product. I did use the bookshelves for the wall right there. They may look even better if I flipped them around. I also might want to add a torch on the outside. It's not as glaring as the windmill was, but still. The last build is going to be the tallest of the world. And what are you doing in my crops? He broke one. I do only have a stack of cobble left, so I'm gonna mine until this pick breaks, which won't be long because it's already at half health. I do want to use even more bookshelves for this tower. I'm gonna build this level by level just to make it easier to get the detailing done. Otherwise, I'd have to pile up with a bunch of dirt and try to go all around. Every 4 blocks up, I'll place these shelves on the corners, followed by a cobble wall and a spruce fence. I'm about as high as I want to go, so now I'll go through with the roof. And what I want to do for the roof is similar to what I did there, except I'll do a cobble outline. It slowly moves in with slabs and stairs, and then I can go with some upside down stairs and do something like this. There we go. My water buckets are empty. I can't lose my deathless 100 days, and there's no open source of water nearby. What I can do is slowly get myself out this way. I should have placed torches as I was building it up. I didn't realize it is flat right there. I may want to go through and add something to give it some depth. I honestly think windows will do the trick. Any spot where there was texturing, I kind of just skipped placing glass and left the original block. I do need to bring that one more higher. This is the lowest I've been on food this far into a world, and this world has the most crops I've ever had, as well as the most different types of consumables. I've been way too focused on growing the amount I have. I haven't even looked into the cookbook. I've been eating random steak and fruit this entire time. Just look at all these different food types you can have. My next step is going to be adding to the outskirts of our base. I'll randomly go through with these blocks as well as some leaves, just all around the farm. Now, it won't be a constant wall, but more like something like this broken up across the board. I'd love to extend the farm out here even more, but I really don't have the time for that. There's only 2 days left, and it would probably take me an entire day just to finish this section. I did forget to place some crops right in this little corner. I also forgot about planting these trees. This has been 100 days farming in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. My favorite part of this base is definitely walking out the front door and just seeing the view of the farm. I didn't get to everything I wanted to, but I do feel like I got most of everything done. I planted every single crop, that's including the fruit and the trees. Got this pretty massive base built, which I would have loved to expand it a bit more. I think the length going straight is pretty good, although it definitely could have been expanded outwards more.